But I thought we would just ask this question. How do you see the lines for the Canes on day one? Who's skating with who? And I'm not just asking for what you predict Rod Brind'Amour is going to do. I'm asking for like what you think is the correct lines to put out there day one. Now, if anyone has a different I'll talk through mine, Dennis, and you can jump in and where you agree and disagree.
All
right. Does anybody have a different line than Aho, Ehlers, and Jarvis?
No.
Because I do think there are some that would like to see Jarvis get first crack at being a center.
Sure.
I want Aho, Jarvis, and Ehlers next to each other. I want a feared first line. Are we on board there?
I'm with it.
So then the next question is, who's your second line center? I'm throwing Stankoven between Hall and Svechnikov. I want to see if Logan Stankoven can be that guy, and I want to know quickly, right? I want to know very early if he's showing the flashes and the face-off abilities and everything else, because if it's not him, then guess what? We move him back, we put him out on a wing, and he can stay there for the next 8 years, and I'm cool with it. But I do want to give him the chance to center that line, because the other thing is you want to know how aggressively you have to pursue a trade second line center. If Stankoven surprises and he's awesome, and that line, or at least he produces, then you get to go, all right, we actually, we had the solution here. We didn't know it. So I'm putting Stankoven at the second one again with Svech on one side, Hall on the other.
Yeah, I see what you're going with there. That's a tough one for me because I know that Kotkaniemi's going to get another shot there. At least at the start of the year, it's going to be most likely Svech, Kotkaniemi, Taylor Hall.
That's why I prefaced this with not what you think Rod will do, it's what you think is the correct thing, which is hilarious for me to tell Rod, like, not what you would do, what is correct. It's what I think is correct, which probably is wrong a lot more often than Rod. I don't know why I said probably, but yes. So if you were Rod Brind'Amour, right? This is a Freaky Friday situation. Shout out to Lindsay Lohan. You wake up one day and you and Rod have flipped occupations, and they give you the lineup card for game one. You're writing Kotkaniemi for second line center?
I probably will want to put, if this is me doing it again, Freaky Friday situation.
And it's July 22nd, right? This is no bad ideas, just dumb ones.
I'd probably go Stankoven.
All right, you're with me.
I probably would.
Are your wings Svech and Hall?
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Beautiful. So now the question becomes the quote-unquote third line, the stall line, the identity line, whatever the heck you want to call it. Stall Martinook, any issues?
No.
Who are you skating with him?
Robinson.
Interesting. I put Carrier.
I could see it 100% too. I think Robinson actually gives you a little bit more element of speed.
Yeah, call it the lurch line or something like that. Like, to me, if you put Stahl, Carrier, and Martinook, I'll call it the horror movie, because when the monster is chasing the people and they're running full speed, but the monster is walking but somehow keeping up with them, like just the shadow of them. That's how I see that line. It's like they're not moving fast, but somehow they're in front of all the fast people. Like they're locking them up. It doesn't make sense. It's a horror movie. But that's why I threw Carrier there. I also like having just a much more physical line, and I think Carrier brings that. Not that Robinson doesn't, but obviously
Robinson's one of the bigger forwards on the team.
Yeah, but sometimes he wins with speed. Carrier, he's just like
he's a great skater.
I'm coming through. So then your fourth line would be, I have Kotkaniemi there. You do as well because you put Stankoven up top. On one side, Carrier. On one side, Blake?
No. Jankowski.
So you have Carrier not even in the lineup.
Correct.
Interesting.
Jankowski gives me a little bit more versatility in case I need to bump somebody to center if I got to reshuffle my lines. He's in-game, and he's also a good penalty killer as well. I need that element on my team.
See, I may have boxed myself into this one. I have fallen in love with the idea of Jankowski as the healthy extra forward, because no matter who gets hurt, his versatility is like, yeah, you can do that. Right, you need a center, cool. You need that. You need someone on a PK, yeah, he can do that. You need a winger, yeah, he can do that. You need someone physical, yeah. Like he's, by the way, I don't think he's like some kind of unbelievable all-star, but I think he's versatile enough. I think He's veteran enough. He can score for you. Obviously, as he showed the first 10 days that he was a Cane, or 10 games that he was a Cane. I'm in love with him as the healthy extra, so I didn't even really consider sliding him in there. My fourth line was Kotkaniemi, Blake, and Robinson, and I want a large part of that line to be let's get Blake some scoring opportunities because I want to continue to develop him as a potential dude, even though he's down there on the quote-unquote fourth line.
Mark-Jan Gretzky, come on now. Can't let that guy sit.
The first 10 games. If you told me it was going to be 7 goals in 7 games or whatever it was to start, then I'm in. But I don't know if, it's good business to just expect that forever.
By the way, we are 60 days until Kane's preseason game number 1.
60?
60.
That's 2 months. That's nothing.
I know.
That's nothing. That's surprising, actually.
I
the
will say
NHL
this,
offseason is a blink.
Oh, it really is. I will say, though, they do have 13 quality forwards on their team.
For sure.
Like 13 guys that can play every day in the NHL.
For sure.
They really do.
I mean, I have Jankowski out. I have Carrier on my third line. You have him as a healthy extra.
Yeah. It's not an easy choice.
No, it's not. So it says something there. For defense.
Oh, but real quick, our guy Micah wants Jackson Blake scratched.
So it would be Kotkaniemi centering Jankowski and Robinson?
I guess, yeah.
That's another. It's got more size there. I'm not putting Blake on.
I know you can't put a guy who was rookie last year that's 17 goals.
I'm not putting Blake on the bench.
Can't. If that's the case, trade him.
If that's do it now before they know you're going to bench him because there's a lot of value there. On the blue line, I think the 6 as the roster situated right now are obvious. Right, it's from returners. It's Jacob Slavin, Sean Walker, Jalen Chatfield. And the Ghost, Shane Gostisbehere. New guys, Keandre Miller. I didn't even mention this as a new guy because he was there at the end of the postseason. Alexander Nikishin slots in. Who are you? The big question is, who are you skating offhanded? Right, you got 4 left-handed guys. Somebody's going to have to move over to the right. Which one is it?
Gostisbehere.
Yeah, I have Gostisbehere as well. Who is he skating with becomes the next question. I have him with Nikishin.
As do I.
All right, cool. Slavin Walker, top line? Or top pair?
Slavin Walker, yep.
Miller, Chatfield.
Yep.
And then Nikishin with Gostisbehere.
That's it.
I didn't love having Gostisbehere and Nikishin together at first, but I love the other 2 pairings so much that I was like, they got to figure it out. Because Nikishin is new and obviously still getting used to NHL everything and North America everything. Mm-hmm. And Gostisbehere offhanded, there could be some interesting things there as far as maybe communication and assignments and everything between those 2 guys. But I look at Miller and Chatfield and I just see speed and flying around and everything else. I look at Slavin and Walker and I just see every bit of savvy and every bit of kind of fundamentally soundness. And Nikishin and Ghost are too good to not be on the ice, so they get paired together almost by default.
I think as well, if you're going to have Gostisbehere quarterbacking probably your top power play unit again. My guess is Nikishin will probably quarterback your second power play unit.
I agree.
Which allows those top 2 pairs to just sit, chill, relax for a couple minutes, and then they can come out fresh and ready to go.
And I am open to, if Nikishin on the second power play unit shows the special, flipping those assignments as well if it goes well, because Nikishin obviously is bringing some physical ability that is pretty darn rare. So I'm starting with Ghost on the first power play unit, but Nikishin is lurking there, and I think that's the goal. Also, you got to think Nikishin long-term contract and everything. If he wants to be first power play unit, keep him happy if it makes sense. Don't do it just for that reason, but if it makes sense, it's there. And then in goal. How are you? Like, obviously, it's Freddie Anderson and it's Pyotr Kochetkov. We haven't heard anything new, no big trades, nothing crazy. How are you deploying them? Who's first? Is it the back to the 1-1-1-1-1-1 rotation? What are you looking at?
My guess, Freddie's going to be your opening night starter.
That's
my guess. That. And in looking at things, I probably would go Freddie as my opening night starter, but I'm going to go every other game with those guys as long as I can.
I agree. I think that is the path of least resistance. That I'm a big Pyotr Kochetkov fan, and I like maybe his dynamic ability. Last year, particularly the skid towards the end of the year, and the way Freddie played at times unbelievably in the postseason. I think it's very difficult to expect anything else than Freddie opening night, and based on how they've played in the regular season the last few years, a heavy rotation. I don't know if it's one game the entire season if they're both healthy, but something close to it, right? It's something close to it. I wouldn't be surprised. And then next offseason is when you make the move, perhaps for a bigger, longer-term, flashier solution and goal. If you have any problems with the way we drew up the lines, you can comment them on YouTube. You can hit us up on social media. Carrier pigeon, I don't care. We are 60 days to the first preseason game of the Carolina Hurricanes.
It's kind of wild.
And it's kind of crazy because 60 days out, we already have it perfect. It's all settled. Now we just have to wait.
All right.
There it is. We're done. Send it to Rod and say, go on vacation.
Yeah, we'll see you in a couple months.
Go to the beach. A gym? Do you think he goes to like a gym for vacation? Probably, right?
We might, actually. His vacation needs to have a gym.
That's probably true, too.